I've been a notary for about 4 years. I started in 2020. Then I became the founder of the Florida Academy of Notaries, where I get to train. We have a wonderful community of Florida notaries where I offer state-specific content, state-specific training for notaries, as well as a community and coaching as well.
My name is Daniel C. Lewis. I've been a full-time notary entrepreneur since 2003. I also teach notary classes here in Indiana. I'm in Carmel, Indiana. And in Indiana, you have to have a title producer's license to do real estate. So I teach those classes for the Indiana Department of Insurance. And I'm also have been approved to teach title producer's license classes in the great state of Virginia also.
My name is Sue Hope. I am the owner of Notary Assist Software. I have been a commissioned California notary since 1999. I also have my California real estate license, but I have been enjoying working with the notary community and taking Notary Assist to as many notaries across the country as possible, helping them organize, manage, and market their notary business.
My name is Vanessa Terry. I am founder of Notary to Notary. I have been a notary since 2014. I have built my business to six figures as an independent notary. And then in 2019, I started training. And that's where Notary to Notary was born. And now we train all over the country, helping people get started building notary businesses. It's actually really funny because I always say, in my opinion, there's like no such thing as work-life balance. It's not when you're really trying to build a very large business. It's for me, the main challenge is I'm a mom, of course. And so that's the biggest thing because I can all day, every day, 24 hours a day, work on my business. I love it. I think it's like something that's just like, it engulfs me. And so I have to remember to stop working, cut it out, and go be a mom.
But I don't like to look at it as balance. The work-life balance. I learned, I think it was the beginning of last 2022 actually, where I was experiencing overwhelm and it was just so much trying to do all the things and kind of getting into the hustle mindset. But now I like to look at it as priorities. So prioritizing my life, and because work-life balance, says to me at least that work, my work is equivalent. It's equal to my family life, and to me, I don't see it that way. It's not. They're not equal. I have priorities, but it's not equal. So I just see it as prioritizing, and that has helped me. When I was trying to balance it, it was just, I was failing. One of the moments that I remember where I knew something had to change was when we were on vacation. I took my laptop with me when we were, out of town, and I had notaries that were taking on my jobs for me, and my daughter and my children, not just my daughter, but my children were like, Mom, no laptop, no laptop. This is our time. Put the laptop away, and you work too much. And, when we went on another vacation, they're like, Mommy, you can't bring the laptop this time. And that was like a real kick in the gut for me, really, that my kids are starting to see that my priorities are off. They had to show me in their own little way that my priorities were off.
I will tell you, I've been burnt out plenty of times, like where I just said yes to everything. I was ripping and running like a crazy person. And then I would just collapse. Like one day, I'm like, okay, I turn off my phone, turn everything off, shut it off. I'm in the house, leave me alone. And you never want to get to that space. So if you get to that space where you just have to shut everything down, like, I don't know if you follow me on YouTube, anyone's watching, they know, like, I abruptly one day just picked up and went to Costa Rica. And then people might say, oh my gosh, that's so great. It was no, I was losing my mind. And it was literally like, I have to leave. And you don't want to get to that point where it's like, I just can't do this because you said yes to everything. It's like, so for me, like it was hard for me to figure out what to say no to and not to overextend and not take on every single project that was presented to me. And it took enough of collapsing, and then definitely coaches. Like I'm a big fan of coaches. I always have at least one, if not more, personal and or business coach in my life that gives me advice.
I wanted to be a coach for my son's basketball team, his dad's club basketball teams. And I said to myself, I would go to his games and I said, well, look at all these other dads that owns businesses, that are coaching timekeepers, doing fundraising for their kids. I want to do that. So that next year, I made a point to be the assistant coach. Then I was the coach for a couple of years, and then I helped with fundraising on my other kids, swim teams and stuff like that. And that was my aha moment of, you know what, you really can manage your work and your life if you want that, because my family is a big priority to me along with my businesses. And whatever's important to you, you will make a priority to do. I ask other business owners, not necessarily in the notary business, but I ask other business owners, how do they manage their time? First, you have to acknowledge that you want to manage your time. That's the first thing. And then I've made, some people call it a map of life. So each week, or I started just each week, plotting out my week and saying, okay, I'm going to take this block of time, I'm going to do marketing. This block of time, I'm going to be doing closings, or I'm going to do notary assignments. This block of time, I'm going to have for family time. And I didn't let those things intersect. I started off doing that week to week. Now it's up to, I do that a year out at a time. And that really helped. In fact, I carry around a planner all the time and plan out my year at a time.
The power of no. And it's funny because people hear it all the time, like, say no, it's okay. Just say no. And I think I just really grasped that piece because people ask for things all the time. And you really, for me, I got to a point where I was just saying yes, whether it was mainly family or close friends or even like work. People would say, oh, can I schedule a meeting? Can I get on your calendar? You know, no, like now I'm okay with saying no. Email me what you want to talk about. Because normally in the business space, it's always, let's hop on a Zoom call. Well, that Zoom call is guaranteed not going to be 5 minutes. You're probably going to want 30 minutes, and that 30 minutes could have been a 5 minute, could have been like a 5 sentence or a 10 sentence email. So I'm at the point now where I'm getting a lot more comfortable saying no to people that don't line up with the priorities that I've set. And it's not to be mean. People think that you're going to hurt someone's feelings, but it's really like you have to prioritize yourself and your time in order to get things done, and don't feel bad about it.
I had to stop taking closings. I didn't take as many because when I first started this business, man, in the middle of 2020, when the refinances and loans, like you didn't have, business was just coming, and I would take late night closings. I actually began to be branded. My clients began to know me as the notary that's going to get it done. So if the closing was late at night, I was there. If the closing was early in the morning, I was there. And it worked out well for my business, right? But it wasn't going so well at home. And I stopped comparing myself to other people in this industry. There's so many, again, wonderful people in this industry and so many people doing so many different things. And I had to realize not everybody's homeschooling their children. Not everybody has young children. Some are empty nesters, and everyone is in different seasons and has different priorities. So I stopped looking at other people, and man, did that completely change my perspective.
I learned the word joy. You have a lot of joy in seeing myself, or when I first started with coaching my son's basketball team, being able to be there, seeing him develop his interpersonal skills with his teammates. And then years later, when he was graduating from high school and from college, I showed him the pictures of the times that we spent together. And he's like, wow, I do remember that, and just seeing the joy on his face and some of those relationships he built as me coaching him was just phenomenal. And also, it helps me as a business owner because they see that I'm disciplined enough as the father, uh, running a business and having a work life balance, and that has spilled into their lives. One of my sons, who's now he's a professor at one of the universities in Texas, saying, "Hey, I would never be here as a professor at a major university in Texas if it wasn't for you." And he has a family that he takes camping, and he's saying, you instilled that in me to have a work life balance. And all of my kids are very healthy mentally and physically, and that joy is what I think I got, surprisingly, if that makes sense.
We are not designed to be pushing and pushing and pushing. We need to have downtime. We need to have time where you can just be alone with your thoughts. That's where ideas come from. That's where coming up with the next best thing happen. And that's organic and that's so exciting. And it's addictive if you want to become the best version of yourself. Carving out downtime and time to just relax, be one with yourself, or being one with nature, being one with your family, just really helps you realign the ideas, and it really starts helping your creativity flow.
One thing that I learned from being a successful entrepreneur is you got to do it differently. No one size fits all. So, for example, for a period of my life, we ate out all the time. It was, I promise you, I didn't see my kitchen for probably a year and a half. It did not happen. And I remember a period of my life where I felt bad about it. And it was like, man, I need to cook. And we don't have like, but we, and it, I read a book, but it was basically about women entrepreneurs. And it was talking about how everyone's different. And after I read that book, it was basically like, it's okay that I didn't cook dinner in a year. And really, when I thought about it, I was like, we have family time out at restaurants and we sit down and and now and I don't have to clean up, and it's just like it's a different dynamic. You have to learn how to make things work that works for you, and don't beat yourself up because you're not doing what everybody else is doing. Change your friend circle, get some entrepreneurs in there that are successful that can help you because they're going to have the same issues that you have. So definitely like getting the edge. So changing your friend circle, thinking outside of the box, taking time to educate yourself, not just on your business, but on like self-development. I can tell you hands down, self-development is going to be the key to you balancing yourself and your business. You have to get you together.
I work from home. I live at home. I have an office at my home. I try to have office hours. If I'm going to be working from 8 to 4 or 8 to 5, I'm in my office. I'm trying to work in my office at 8, and at 4 or 5, I close the door. So I'm not tempted to go into that room at my home. So trying to keep real office hours has been a big help for me. And then finally, enjoy every little victory. You have to celebrate the small stuff to keep motivating yourself towards the big goal, the big picture. So truly being happy about the fact that you spent 1 minute better today than yesterday is going to build on itself. It's cumulative, and it's so infectious. It's so fun. So celebrate the small stuff, even if it's something very tiny to a lot of people. It's huge. It's a milestone. It's a hurdle that you've cleared, and you should celebrate it.
Write up a map of life, what people call a map of life. Sit down like I did on one Sunday evening and said, okay, my week is going to go like this. I'm going to put this many hours into my business, and I'm going to put this many hours into my family or into my personal life or into my spiritual life. And your business will be a lot healthier a year after that point. And then once you build that, then do it longer for a month at a time, setting up what hours you have for business, what hours you have for your family and for yourself. Then do it for 3 months, and then do it like I am now at a year.
Every door that opens is not for you to walk through. So once you take that step back, evaluate, self-evaluate where you've been and where you want to go. Also reach out to those close by you. For me, it was, my daughter and my children coming to me and saying, Mommy, you're working too hard. We want more of you. So really evaluating and using, having trusted people that around you to ask those questions to, people who are going to be honest with you, and let you know, hey, you know what, yeah, you have been neglecting these areas in your life, and or you're good, but really asking those questions. So evaluation, reaching out to those around you, and then setting a plan. Please make a plan. And then you make your decisions based on that. Does this match up with my plan? So, everything that comes across your desk, every opportunity that comes up, is this something that is in alignment with my priorities? Is it in alignment with my goals and where I want to go? And, is it something I really just want to do? Because, man, life's too short. We've lost a lot of people in these past 4 years, and you realize life's too short to spend time in things that you're really not enjoying. So really, even I know there's some things we have to do to make money, right? We have to, but finding something that you really enjoy and love